Hello, and welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to be doing some Carabao Cup predictions. Now, this is obviously the third round of the Carabao Cup, and it has to be said that there are some cracking fixtures, especially one jumps out at me already, is Portsmouth against Southampton. That is tonight, and it's live on Sky Sports. What a game that is going to be. That is going to be some game. I suppose that obviously there's other games as well. Obviously Sheffield Wednesday against Everton. Can Sheffield Wednesday do a Sheffield double over Everton? That would be interesting to see. We've got one all Premier League clash between Brighton and Aston Villa. And what about Liverpool? They're away to MK Dons, and we all know the last time MK Dons played a Premier League team as big as Liverpool, they thrashed Manchester United 4-0, and that was one of Louis van Gaal's first cup game in charge of Manchester United, so that will be interesting as well. Manchester United, obviously they've got Rochdale as well. Both of these sides are definitely struggling, so it'll be a good test for Manchester United for sure. Let's just kick things off, and we go to Arsenal against Nottingham Forest. Now, this is obviously the first game of the Carabao Cup, and it has to be said that Arsenal are 4th in the Premier League, Nottingham Forest are 6th, so they're going pretty well. They're going pretty well in the in the Championship, especially with last week. They won 1-0 against Barnsley in the Championship last week, and Arsenal beat Villa by 3 goals to 2. So this is going to be another interesting game. This one, obviously the last time they both played, Nottingham Forest actually beat Arsenal at the City Ground by 4 goals to 2 and knocked them out of the FA Cup. But I'm pretty sure they played each other last season as well, and I think Arsenal will beat them that time as well. So, because it's at the Emirates, I have to go for an Arsenal win, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Arsenal. You can't really trust their defence at the moment. But are we likely to see Kieran Tierney make his debut? Are we likely to see Hector Bellerin also making his return to the Arsenal team? That will be interesting. Be interesting to see if they can easily rest players as well. I'm not sure they'd be able to do that, but we shall see. What happens. Sure. And also, it is going to be another interesting game. But for me, I'm going for Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Colchester United against Tottenham. Now, Colchester United are 10th in League 2. Tottenham are 7th in the Premier League. Colchester obviously coming off the back of let's have a wee look. Colchester, League 2. Colchester are they League 1? I've obviously got this wrong, I think. I've obviously got this wrong. No, they beat Leyton Orient 2-1. So they had a good win there last time out. And Tottenham, obviously, they were on the end of a 2-1 defeat as well to Leicester. So there's a bit of rumblings ongoing at Tottenham, actually. Colchester 10th. I think this is where they would probably expect to be if you predicted the start of the season, probably. But they're having a good season. Tottenham, bit of a sluggish start, but I'm pretty sure they'll kick on as well. As it's obviously League 2 against Premier League, I believe the last time Tottenham played a League 2 team, I think away from home, I think they beat Tranmere by something like 7 goals to 0 or something. So in that aspect, I think Spurs will be far too strong. Even with their youth team, I can see them winning this one comfortably. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to Tottenham. I just think that Tottenham will be far too strong for Colchester. So I think that'll be a good wee test for them. But I just think that they'll be far too strong for Colchester. So I'm going for a 3-0 win to Tottenham. Now, this is an interesting game. Crawley Town against Stoke City. Now, Crawley Town drew 2-2 in Northampton, whereas Stoke City were on the end of a 0-0 draw with Brentford. So both of these sides are drew at the weekend. Crawley Town are 8th in League 2, whereas Stoke City, they're having a terrible season so far. They are 23rd in the Championship. Now, who would have predicted Stoke City to be in the bottom 3 of the Championship? I don't think anyone would. Obviously, the pressure is definitely on Nathan Jones, for sure. It's not been a very good start to his managerial career at Stoke, and they've been swapping and changing their goalkeepers a lot. They have Stoke, and this was one of my games where I would be looking to see that. I think this is going to be a very hard game, and it's going to be a tight affair. But I'm going to go for a cup upset. I do think Crawley can beat Stoke, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Crawley Town. So Crawley Town 2, Stoke 1. Luton Town against Leicester City. Now, Luton Town are 21st in the Championship. Leicester City are 3rd in the Premier League. Luton Town obviously losing 3-1 to Hull at the weekend, and Leicester City obviously being on the back of a 2-1 win against Tottenham. So that's a good wee win for Leicester. Luton Town obviously just outside the relegation zone. Finding it a wee bit difficult to have life back in the Championship, but they are playing very, very well. Luton Town, I think many people would probably expect them to maybe go back down, but it's good to see them back up. And Leicester City, obviously winning against Tottenham, very good result. One of their players is returning tonight to Kenilworth Road, and that is James Justin. So it'll be interesting to see if he makes his competitive debut against a former club. I think he probably will. As far as the result goes, I really cannot see anything other than a Leicester City win. I really, really can't. I think it is going to be a very, very tricky game for Luton Town, and I think Leicester's class will win on the day. I do think they will make some changes, though. I can see Leicester City making some changes, but I can still see them being far, far too strong for Luton Town. Going for a 3-1 win to Leicester City. Now, the tie of the round. Absolutely excited for this game. Portsmouth against Southampton. The Hampshire Derby is back. It is back. Portsmouth are 20th at the moment in League 1, where Southampton are 13th in the Premier League. Southampton obviously coming off the back of a 3-1 defeat to their rivals, Bournemouth, at the weekend, whereas Portsmouth, they were 1-0 defeat to Wycombe, so they've not started very well, but do not get me wrong about this. Their fans will be up for it. It's at Fratton Park. It's a very good atmosphere at Fratton Park. This is going to be the game where they will really be up for it. And the way Southampton are playing at the moment, you would have to back Portsmouth. And I think there will be a cup upset here. I just think that this is a game where Portsmouth definitely are up for this game, and I can only see that being to their advantage. I think Portsmouth will win this by 2-1, but I'm looking forward to the game because it's nice to see them facing each other again. So yeah, that should be a cracking game. This is on Sky Sports football, I think, or it could be on Main Event. Actually, it could be on. I think it's on Main Event, and I think it's on football. So that will be a very good game. So I'm expecting that one to be very, very tight. But I'm gonna go for Portsmouth to sneak it by 2-1. Preston North End against Manchester City. Now Preston, they're having a fantastic season. They are 3rd in the Championship. Man City are 2nd in the Premier League. Man City obviously 8-0 winners over Watford at the weekend, whereas Preston, where did they do? Preston, they were 1-0 winners at Birmingham City. So very good result for Alex Neil and his Preston team. Yeah, Man City were absolutely dominant against Watford. Could have probably gone into double figures, if I'm being honest, but it was a very, very good win for them. Preston, they're going really well in the Championship, so be nice to see them come up. Actually, it would be really, really nice to see them come up. Alex Neil's a good manager. Did well at Norwich. Unlucky to obviously be sacked, but will be a very interesting game. However, Preston, Man City, you can only really back Man City because Man City's second team will probably win this one pretty easily, I would think. But I think Preston will just want to get out of the cup and just probably just focus on the league for me. But for me, I think Man City's class will be shown on the night, and I'm going to go for a 4-0 win to Manchester City. Sheffield Wednesday against Everton now. Everton have already been beaten by a Sheffield team. Sheffield United went to Goodison Park and won 2-0. Now, Sheffield Wednesday are 9th in the Championship, Everton are 14th. So can Sheffield Wednesday do a double? A Sheffield double over Everton? That will be interesting to see. Has to be said though. Everton. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So inconsistent. That's 2 defeats in a row now. To Bournemouth and Sheffield United. I mean, I didn't think you would probably expect those two to have beaten Everton, but they did. Sheffield Wednesday obviously coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with Fulham. How do I see this one going? I think Sheffield Wednesday can do a Sheffield double, but I do think that Sheffield Wednesday will be taken to penalties in this game. I think Everton will take Sheffield Wednesday to penalties. I think it will go all the way this game. I think it'll be very, very tight. I think it'll go all the way. I'm going to go for Sheffield Wednesday 1, Everton 1, but Sheffield Wednesday to win on penalties. So I'm just putting that out there for at the moment. So I'm putting Sheffield Wednesday to win on penalties. So that will be an interesting game. Watford against Swansea. Now, Watford are 20th in the Premier League, not having a very good season. They've just been hammered 8-0 by Manchester City. Swansea, obviously second in the Championship, but only on goal difference to Leeds United. So again, that is interesting. 0-0 against Bristol City. So it seems to be between Leeds United and Swansea for the automatic promotion places at the moment. Watford, 8-0. After all the great play that they did against Arsenal, they came back down to earth with a bump, and my goodness, to be 5-0 down at half-time was absolutely ridiculous, but Man City were just so dominant in that game. Swansea, obviously, they're going really well in the Championship. And because of Swansea's form, I just have a feeling that Swansea are going to just have a mini... I'll call this a mini upset. I don't think it's a major cup upset, but I do think it's a mini upset, considering the way that Watford have been playing and the way the Swansea have been playing. You can only really see one winner in this, and I think Swansea will probably go to Vicarage Road and beat Watford. But the main thing for Watford, I can say, is focus on the Premier League. Get out of the cups, focus on the Premier League, and try and get away from that relegation zone, because at the moment they are not playing very well. And I think Swansea will go there and win by a goal to 0. Watford 0, Swansea 1. So that takes care of Tuesday's matches. Now, Wednesday's matches. We have Brighton against Aston Villa. Now, this is the only Premier League clash, all Premier League clash. Brighton are 15th, Aston Villa are 18th, so they're not too far apart in the league. Brighton obviously coming off the back of a 0-0 draw with Newcastle. Aston Villa losing a classic 3-2 to Arsenal. Obviously, this is at the Amex. I expect a really, really close game between these two. I think it'll be open. I can see both teams making changes, considering it is a cup game. and I do think that it will be a classic. I think it's another classic in these two. I'm going for a 2-2 between Brighton and Aston Villa, but I'm going to go for Aston Villa to win on penalties. So I'm going to say that one first. So Aston Villa to win on penalties, but a 2-2 draw with Brighton and Aston Villa. So that should be a very, very good game for that one. Right, Burton Albion against Bournemouth. Now, Burton Albion are 14th in League One. Bournemouth are 6th in the Premier League. Bournemouth obviously coming off the back of a 3-1 win over Southampton, and wow, I mean they've started the season really, really well. Burton Albion obviously losing 2-1 to Tranmere, so but they're having an okay season, it would have to be said. Bournemouth having a fantastic season. Now usually I would probably see Bournemouth maybe. I think Bournemouth will make changes, but I still think they'll be too strong for Burton Albion. But Bournemouth are one of those teams where you would probably expect them to probably lose in the Carabao Cup, but not tonight. I think not tomorrow. I think Bournemouth are on very, very good form, and at the moment I can only really see Bournemouth winning this one. I'm going for a 2-1 win to Bournemouth against Burton Albion. Right, let's have a wee look. Chelsea against Grimsby. Now, Chelsea are 11th in the Premier League. Grimsby are 9th in League 2. Chelsea were really good against Liverpool. Really, really unlucky to lose that. Could have grabbed a point in the end. One of the main pluses for Chelsea for me was Tomori. It was absolutely outstanding for Chelsea, and he played really, really well. So obviously he will be determined to keep his place. I think Chelsea will definitely make changes. I think you'll probably see players like Batshuayi. You'll probably see Pulisic as well. You'll probably see Caballero. He'll probably start as well. So Chelsea, Grimsby. Obviously Grimsby are going well in League 2. But Chelsea missed a few chances against Liverpool. I think Chelsea will probably win this one. I've gone for quite a big scoreline actually. I think once Chelsea score the goals, they will be getting more wins for sure. I'm going for 5-1 to Chelsea. I do think, but Chelsea's defence haven't kept a clean sheet this season, so I'm going to just stick my neck on the line, and I'm going to put a 5-1 to Chelsea. I just think Grimsby will score, so that's me. Now, MK Dons against Liverpool. Now, obviously, MK Dons are 15th, and their last result was a 1-0 defeat to Southend United. Liverpool obviously beating Chelsea by 2-1. Now, MK Dons are 15th. Liverpool are 1st in the Premier League, and MK Dons, obviously, the original Wimbledon. So, it'll be a good game. It'll be a very, very good game. Obviously, the last time, like I said, the last time they played a big team such as Liverpool, they beat Manchester United by 4-0. Remember it well. That was one of Louis van Gaal's first cup games in charge of Manchester United. Liverpool, obviously, 2-1 winners over Chelsea. But this is a game where they really have to probably rest most of their players. We'll probably see the likes of Milner, probably Lallana, Shaqiri, probably Brewster, Gomez, Lovren, probably see Kelleher as well. I'll do an MK Dons versus Liverpool preview later on today, so that should be good as well. But for this game, I'm going to have to go for a Liverpool win. I just think that Liverpool's class will show on the night. This is also live on Sky Sports, so an interesting game as well for this one. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Liverpool. I just don't see MK Dons doing what they did to Manchester United, but who knows? But that for me will be a Liverpool victory. So MK Dons 0, Liverpool 2. Oxford United against West Ham. Now, Oxford United, let me have a wee look. They won 6-0 at Lincoln City at the weekend. West Ham obviously beat Manchester United, so both of these sides coming off the back of wins. Oxford United are 12th in League One. West Ham are 5th in the Premier League, so West Ham going really, really well. I just think though West Ham they're in really good form at the moment. I think they'll definitely want a cup run. So I think Oxford doing okay. I mean 6-0 winners over Lincoln was very, very impressive indeed. So I'm going to go for West Ham to win by 4 goals to 1. I just think that West Ham will want to have a cup run, like I've said. And I think it'll be a very, very comfortable night for West Ham. So going for West Ham to win by 4 goals to 1. Now, this Sheffield United against Sunderland. Now, Sheffield United are 10th in the Premier League. Sunderland are 5th. Sheffield United obviously getting one of the results of the weekend for sure. 2-0 away to Everton. And it has to be said that it was a very good victory. Sunderland obviously coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with Bolton. And having to equalise, I think, in the very, very last minute, if I remember. Yeah, 90th minute penalty from Aidan McGeady. So it's going to be a very tight game, this one. I don't expect many goals. I think Sheffield United will make changes. Can see Sunderland putting a very, very good account of themselves, but I just think Sheffield United will sneak it by 1-0. Sheffield United 1, Sunderland 0. Wolves against Reading. Now, Wolves are 19th in the Premier League. Reading are 20th. Wolves obviously coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace. Reading, on the other hand, were 2-1 defeat to Blackburn Rovers. So Wolves haven't started very well, but then again they have had Europa League, so the games are piling up for them. It has to be said. So, do they want a cup run? Interesting. They are one of those sides you would probably expect to go far in a cup competition, and I think they will probably do that. But the Carabao Cup, not sure. However, I do think they will beat Reading. I think Reading will need to get out of the Carabao Cup to focus on their league as well. So, yeah, I think Wolves will make changes, but I fully expect them to be too much strong for Reading. Going for a 2-0 win to Wolves for this one. And the final cup game we have is Manchester United against Rochdale. Now, Manchester United are 8th, Rochdale are 17th in League 1? League 2. Rochdale are. And Rochdale were... Let me just check. Oh no, Rochdale are League 1. Sorry. My apologies. Rochdale are League 1. 2-1 defeat to Fleetwood Town. And Man United 2-0 defeat to West Ham at the weekend. So, yeah, interesting game. Obviously know about all the struggles of Manchester United, don't we? I will be covering that on the football show tomorrow. That will be very interesting. Yeah, Manchester United are in a big, big mess. Obviously losing Marcus Rashford now to injury. There will be definitely a lot of changes for Manchester United, I expect. Rochdale obviously going okay in League 1, 17th at the moment. So be interesting to see how they do. I think it will be a very tight one. I think Manchester United will probably scrape through. The problem is they're not scoring many goals at Old Trafford, and this is a big, big concern. I think now that teams are going to Old Trafford, and they're not feeding Manchester United, which is what has happened. And I think Rochdale will make it very, very hard for them. I think it'll be a very, very tight game. I think Man United will scrape a win though. I'm going for a 1-0 Manchester United win, but I think it'll be a very nervy game for Manchester United. So that is it. That is my Carabao Cup predictions. I'll just go through them very, very quickly. Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 1, Colchester 0, Tottenham 3, Crawley Town 2, Stoke 1, Luton Town 1, Leicester 3, Portsmouth 2, Southampton 1, Preston 0, Man City 4, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Everton 1, Sheffield Wednesday to win on penalties, Watford 0, Swansea 1, Brighton 2, Aston Villa 2, Aston Villa to win on penalties, Burton Albion 1, Bournemouth 2, Chelsea 5, Grimsby 1, MK Dons 0, Liverpool 2, Oxford 1, West Ham 4, Sheffield United 1, Sunderland 0, Wolves 2, Reading 0, Man United 1, Rochdale 0. So that is it. That is my Carabao Cup predictions. Leave your Carabao Cup predictions in the comment section below, and we'll see what happens in the Carabao Cup. And I do believe that the draw will be made straight after MK Dons against Liverpool, I think. So that'll be interesting to see. So thank you very much for watching this video, and please hit that subscribe button, and like, share, do whatever you like. But enjoy the Carabao Cups. Good luck to your teams. Hopefully they get through for you, and sure see what happens for another Carabao Cup third round, and it should be good. I've obviously predicted some cup upsets. We shall see how many cup upsets actually happen. But I'll be back later for our MK Dons against Liverpool preview, so that should be very good to do as well. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll be back very soon for more videos very soon. Take care everyone. Bye bye for now.